Hey beautiful people, my name is Shanae and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about belief systems and what makes up a belief, how your beliefs may be completely untrue and are possibly holding you back in a lot of areas of your life. This was definitely the case for me. I had no idea how much negative self-talk I was doing to myself on the daily. It was on repeat. It was going around and around and around. And I was totally unconscious to this. And I think that shift, once I, first of all, became aware of it, and second of all, started taking action to change my thoughts and realizing that I had the power to do so, that's when a massive shift happened within me. Have you ever heard people say, or just like a common phrase, that we're our own worst enemy? The only thing stopping you between you and your dreams is yourself. We are our own worst critics. And it's totally true. I had no idea how cruel I was being to myself on a daily basis. It was ridiculous. When I became conscious of how mean I was to myself, I was like, it was a bit of a shock, to be honest. I just think so many people are unaware of the daily chatter that's going on in your mind. A lot of it being subconscious. And that's why when you become awake to your thoughts and you realize the things that you have been telling yourself are in fact not true, that's when life becomes easier. And it's a very freeing, liberating experience. In my opinion, it's something that we form an opinion about. It's our perception, our own unique perception on an experience or a situation, just something that we keep telling ourselves over and over again. And a lot of the time it is completely fabricated. It's just our interpretation, something that you've developed from hearing from society, from your parents. Most beliefs are actually formed from the age of 0 to 7. That's why it's so important when speaking around young children to be aware of what you're actually saying, because they quite often will grasp onto that. For me, I had a lot of negative beliefs about body image, which definitely stemmed a lot to do from childhood. I grew up dancing, and I know a lot of negative beliefs came from that, as much as I absolutely loved it and wouldn't change it for the world. Obviously, it's a competitive environment, and you hear things and you pick up things as you're a kid, and you don't realize that it's actually been impacting you on a day-to-day basis. Since when you form a belief around something, your mind then picks up evidence to support that belief. Some common beliefs that people have are, I'm not good enough. That's a big one. That is definitely something that I felt growing up and just throughout my adult life. I don't feel that way anymore because I've done the inner work and I know that I am worthy and deserving. That's another one that also people don't think they're worthy. I'm not deserving. Money is so hard to come by. You can literally think about beliefs that you have formed in every single area of your life. Like, it's so hard to lose weight. It's hard to get a good job. I'm never going to meet my soulmate. Why is it so easy for everyone else? So many beliefs, especially in regards to like body image and all of that, definitely come from the media. And I just see that around with like some of my beautiful girlfriends, all of these negative self-beliefs about themselves that they have taken on board. And it breaks my heart because it's just not true. It really isn't. And I was that way with myself. I thought that I had to be a certain weight in order to be a successful actor, which is crazy. It's absolutely crazy because you put on your screen, there's all different people, different shapes and sizes, heights and ethnicities. For some reason, I had this block that I could only be successful if I was a certain way or if I looked a certain way, which is just crazy. And I'm sure you can probably think of maybe some areas of your life where you have been holding yourself back, holding on to the truth of this belief that really is not true, and it's blocking you from your manifestations and your goals and desires becoming a reality. When we believe that, that's the energy that we are giving off, and that's then what's going to be reflected back to us. I want to tell you that majority of those negative thoughts are not true. They really aren't. It's just we put so much weight behind these beliefs, whether we're conscious of them or not. Most of the time, we are having the same thoughts day in, day out. It is a cycle. Michigan State University did a study that 90% of our thoughts are actually the same as the day before and the day before that. Over time, that is what creates a belief. The constant repetition of the same thought over and over again. That belief is just your perception. It is your point of view. Whether you have adopted that from childhood, the media, society, your workplace, your friends, and you have gathered evidence to support that belief. And some beliefs are good, but you don't want to be living in that place of, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I don't deserve this is all I deserve, this is the card I've been dealt with. There are so many beliefs. And at the end of the day, it's just your opinion. And if we're having so many negative beliefs unconsciously, when we choose to then transform our beliefs into something positive, that completely changes our mood, our days, our emotions. Our internal vibration begins to lift because we're no longer living in that fear-based and those negative vibration. In high school, I remember going to this party and there was a big punch bowl and everyone was told that there was alcohol in this punch. Yet there was not a drop of alcohol. As the night went along, so many people were acting drunk and stumbling, slurring their words, just it's like that whole placebo effect. Because they thought that they were getting drunk, their body started to react as if they were actually drunk. And it's kind of the same thing with our beliefs. When we think a negative thought and belief as gospel, we are going to keep staying in that negative vibration and finding things that are a match with that. And it's crazy because it's so true. Why do these things keep happening to me? Why is my life so hard? Why is this guy more successful than me? Whatever the belief is. But then when you shift from the negativity into the positivity and consciously adopting those positive affirmations, that's when life really begins to shift. And why are we giving so much attention to all the negativity and the noise that really isn't true, when we should be filling ourselves up with love and power and compassion and kindness to ourselves? When we are operating from that higher level, that positive place, that's when we are our best selves and we spread that light. Life just flows. And look, I'm not saying you're never gonna have a bad thought again. We're human, things happen. I got my car broken into the other day. I got shocked. I was a little bit upset. That's a human, obviously, emotion. You weren't expecting to walk back to your car and have your bag stolen and your window smashed. But it was how I then chose to not let that affect me for the rest of the day. I process that emotion. I believe that you need to do so when a thought or something happens, you need to process it. I always say to myself, let it grow. So experience the emotion, feel it, don't suppress it, because when we suppress it, it's going to come back later, and usually it's going to bite us in the butt. It's going to come back stronger. Let it grow and let it flow. So let it flow through you, move through the emotions, and then let it go, because it doesn't need to be there. And your belief systems are really your foundation of your life. They're the base, they're the building blocks. If you are living in those lower emotional states, that's what you're going to attract more of. Everything is energy. So when you are living in that lower vibrational state, you are going to attract more things that are in alignment to that state. And I believe that your thoughts are one of the first things that you can do to really elevate yourself to that next vibration, that next level. Your thoughts are so powerful. And when you become conscious to them, that is when you take the power back. Begin to step into who you really are, what's really on in here. I really became aware of my thoughts and how horrible I was to myself. Like, I had no idea, let me tell you. It was the start of last year. I was doing an online acting course. It was all to do with the inner game versus the outer game. And once you heal and you deal with what is going on internally, that's when things externally begin to shift. And that is so true for me and for people around me that I have noticed such a shift. It's like when you actually deal with what's going on at your core, that is really where the magic begins to happen. We had to do this exercise, and basically when you had a negative thought that pops up during the day, oh, I'm so fat, my skin's so bad, that doesn't look good on me, I can't do it, it's too hard, whatever it is, acknowledge it. That little voice in your head is trying to keep you small. What we actually were told to do was to name that voice, to name that inner critic. So I actually called mine Felicia. Every single time a negative thought popped into my mind, I was like, hey Felicia, just acknowledge it at the beginning. And become aware. You can even write some of these thoughts down, so then you realize, oh, okay, this is a pattern. If you're writing the same thing down a few times a day, that is usually a belief that needs to be shifted and uprooted. You don't need to hold on to that anymore. It served its purpose and now it's time to go. In my mind, I would say, hey Felicia, thanks so much for saying this or whatever, and now I'm going to choose to say bye Felicia, because you don't belong there. It's time to go. That's not serving me. Another thing that you can do to incorporate the physicality in it, which makes it even more so, is if there's a negative thought, I'm never going to get a promotion, whatever it is, clap or make a physical gesture, like shake your body, like whatever it is. But putting some physicality into it just shifts you out of that state. I invite you for the next 24 hours or even the next hour, just when a negative thought pops into your mind, identify it, acknowledge it, and then let it go. When we have these negative thoughts over and over again, they become supercharged. And when they become supercharged, an emotion becomes attached to them, which then keeps us in the state of whatever level that vibration of that belief is at. Why not lift up the weeds from your garden, the garden of your mind, all the negative things that do not belong there and are not true? Start planting the seeds of positivity and growth and beauty. That's what you need to start doing. But the first step is really ridding the negative beliefs and becoming aware of it. Once you have done that, that's when you can plant the seeds. And after a while, if you keep planting the seeds and you keep watering away, that's when the harvest is really going to come in. You will start to see things in your life out there reflecting back to you the new norm. And I'll definitely get into all of this stuff in another video. A good first little tip to do is daily affirmations and meditation. Completely changed my life. You are the creator of your own destiny, and it all starts up here. It really does. I believe that anyone from whatever state you are coming from, whether you feel like I'm in a really good place, why not be in a great place? And if you're coming from a lower state, you can get out of it. I promise you can, because I have done it. I have seen so many people around me begin to change their lives. Your thoughts are just so powerful, more than we even know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have the most magical week. Keep a track of your thoughts. You've got this. And always remember to shine your unique light, because it makes the world a better place when you do. Thank you.